Do you struggle with money? No matter how much you make, does it seem like there's never quite enough? Does your mood change based on your bank account? Like, are you really happy and excited on payday, but then towards the end of the week when things get a little lean, do you start getting irritable, in a bad mood? If any of these are the case, then you may have an unhealthy attitude when it comes to your money. Today I'm going to be discussing what these negative attitudes are, how we can work to overcome them, and how we can hopefully transform our financial future. If that sounds good, stick around. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Extraordinarily Average. If you've been here before, let me know what you think of the new intro. It's the first one I've ever done. Should I change it? Get rid of it altogether? Do you like it? Let me know. We've all heard the phrases before. Cash is king. Money is the root of all evil. Keep my mind on my money and my money on my mind. And before I get started, let me know, what is the immediate thing that pops into your head when you think of money? Is it a positive feeling? Is it negative? Is there a certain phrase that comes along with it? Let me know. Comment below. First off, I'll jump into some of my negative money beliefs. Some of the things that held me back in life and what I've tried to do to overcome them, and what I still have to fight to overcome to kind of keep myself financially healthy. And on the very surface, my first thought when it comes to money is money equals freedom. I've always believed that anything I want to do in life, if I just had enough money, I could make it happen. I'm very big on personal freedom, spending my days my way, but it always seemed just financially out of reach. So what did I do? I started working at a very early age. I started working so many hours to obtain the money to live free that I was trading all of my freedom for the money. It's kind of a paradoxical way to live, but I think that a lot of us find ourselves in that position at some point in life where we know if we could just get a few more hours in today, if we could just keep that OT coming in, then our finances will work out to a point where we can be financially free. And like I said, it's just a very paradoxical way to live. Now, to make matters worse, something I didn't totally understand until I got a little older is I also had a very negative attitude towards keeping money. I was raised in a household where we didn't have a ton of money, and a lot of the conversation around financial topics were based around the fact that the wealthy people caused the problems of the poor. And on some subliminal level, the more money I had worked to obtain, the more I kept, the larger my bank account got, the worse I felt about myself. I felt guilty. I felt unworthy. And these were things I didn't even realize. They were going on in the background. It took me some counseling and some self-reflection to understand these things about myself. Now, that may seem silly to a lot of people. The fact is that thought process is more common than you might think. A lot of people suffer from the guilty feeling of having cash. If they become financially successful or even stable, then they feel guilty about it, and it brings a negative self-image. Not that I'm a psychologist and can explain it any deeper than that, but I do know that it's a very real and very common feeling. And if your first thought when I asked the question of what you think of money was that money is the root of all evil, then this may very well apply to you. Now, to be fair, the actual entire phrase is the love of money is the root of all evil. And that's a very different attitude when it comes to money. Now, it's no secret that all of us need money, and at the surface we may feel like we love money. But the love of money that I'm talking about is that when money is so important to you, you put it above the well-being of others, you put it above your morals, you're willing to bend and break the law in order to get that money, just because to you it's the most important thing. It is the end-all be-all. Now, not only is this attitude very damaging to the individual who feels that way, it's pretty devastating to society as a whole. And there are a lot of reasons for that. Both from a common man perspective. Now, I grew up, like I said, without a ton of money. My friends were all in the same boat. And when I started to work, and almost to the point where I was workaholic, these guys did the exact opposite. They lived their own way, bent and broke the rules in order to attain that money. And unfortunately, over time, Most of them went to prison. A lot of them are dead. So not only did a lot of them trade their freedom for money, but they traded their lives for money. And really all we have to do to see how pervasive this is in society is just turn on the news, watch it for about 10 minutes. You'll see the amount of people that put that dollar sign above the value of human lives. All we really had to do is turn on TV, maybe a music video, and you'll see where this attitude comes from. Everywhere in society, it's almost shoved down our throats that if you don't have the latest and greatest gadgets and gifts, then you're not a good person. So one of the main ways to help yourself get away from this type of attitude is maybe turn off the TV. Listen to some positive music. Listen to some positive speakers. Meditate. Find yourself some balance. Try to heal your own attitudes towards money. And the last negative money attitude that I'm going to address, it's definitely not the last one that exists. It's just the last one I'm talking about today. But is that of the miser. The person that no matter what does not want to spend a dollar. All they do and all they think is money. And in an effort to collect as much money as they possibly can, to the point where they won't even go out and enjoy life. They won't spend an extra dollar to get a meal that they enjoy, as opposed to just something off the discount menu somewhere. Their whole life strategy is just based around obtaining money and keeping that money. Never getting out and living life. They put that stack of money above their human connections, above any kind of joy that they might find getting out and getting a hobby, making something meaningful of themselves. That to them, that stack of money is all that's meaningful. It's the opposite end of the spectrum, negative money attitude, but it's definitely a negative money attitude. So you might say, what exactly is a positive money attitude? And the only positive way that I can think of to look at money is to look at it for what it is. It's a tool. Just like a hammer or a screwdriver or any other tool you might have in your toolbox, money is a tool to make things happen. Money may seem way more important to you than a hammer, but if you're trying to drive a nail into a piece of wood, I'd like to see you try to get it done using just a stack of money. You need that hammer. You need that hammer for a specific function, just like you need money for its specific functions. Now, the best thing about using money as a tool is that if you learn how to do it correctly, you can teach yourself to get that money to multiply itself, therefore paying for your life. And then in that sense, money finally does equal freedom. You can get out and do the things you enjoy in life. You can get out and create something. You can follow your passions, live your dreams, all because your money is taking care of itself. Now, I know this is my goal. This is what I'm working towards. Over the past few years, I've studied some investment strategies. I'm trying to make my money work for me instead of me getting out working for that money. So, if you stop chasing money, maybe let it work for you, learn how to take a step back from that emotional connection to money, you can achieve financial freedom. And even if you're not looking for financial freedom, you can achieve financial stability at the very least. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found any value in it, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. I really thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Peace.